You belong to the 0.1% elite, those precious few whose light blinds those who work in darkness, whose minds cannot be subdued, whose spirits cannot be broken. These things are driven to the verge of complete madness by your very presence. Because you respond to powers they cannot understand, you don't care about what they think. The organizations that target you are using borrowed time. As we speak, their facades are collapsing. Their delusions vanish when you are around. The target on your back is genuine, don't get me wrong. Dark forces targeted you for suppression as soon as your soul selected this incarnation. Those who thrive on human fear are literally frightened by the energy signature that your spiritual light emits. The instant you came, your light was picked up by the entities keeping watch over consciousness from the shadows. Every system built to keep things under control was notified when your heart chakra was activated, sending ripples through dimensions. Without your conscious effort, your inherent frequency upsets their meticulously crafted matrix. You endanger everything they've created just by breathing. These greater forces use the narcissists in your life as merely foot soldiers. They didn't just show up in your world at random. There, they were deployed. With their phony righteousness and virtue signaling, these hypocrites cause mayhem everywhere they go. I hate drama, they declare. They are carrying out their designated task, which is to use vivacious vampire methods to darken your light. They need several agents to contain a single you, because your distinct vibrational signature seriously disrupts their control system. Observe how people quietly worry when you go into a room. Observe how they try to discredit you right away. You are not imagining this. Real-time spiritual combat is taking place here. 3 people from a special alphabet agency that tracks thought patterns saw strange energy spikes coming from your position last autumn when you started speaking your true truth. In front of you, their specialized apparatus for identifying and suppressing awakened consciousness was breaking down. Even if you're still learning who you are, the lead agent knows who you are. After looking over your file, he mysteriously resigned and left to a remote mountain community, leaving only the enigmatic comment, "Some lights cannot be contained." Your significance to the divine plan is further confirmed the more they target you. Your validation is their resistance. You can prove that by their dread. They are in a grave situation. When you scream the truth they can't accept, they try to silence you. Just by being real, you pose a threat to their system. Your time spent alone wasn't a coincidence. In reality, what seemed to be desertion was heavenly protection. Your spiritual incubation chamber was the period of 1 to 3 years during which you felt alienated, alone, and misunderstood. It was a critical recoding of your soul. Your spiritual DNA was being upgraded throughout this period to contain vibrations that are unsustainable for regular people. During this delicate process, possible interferences were eliminated by the heavenly forces. Selection was what seemed like rejection. This pattern instantly struck us as the traditional prophet's journey. Every chosen soul in history went through this desert phase. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert, Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree, and Moses traveled for 40 years. This holy custom of preparation prior to purpose activation is followed by your seclusion. The eldest monk at the historic monastery of St. Catherine's had a vision of your energy signature during the 40 days last winter when you felt the most alone. At 4:44 a.m., he assembled the brothers right away to record what he witnessed, a bright entity arising from the shadows, bearing codes essential to the next stage of human evolution. Since then, without knowing your name, They have been doing prayer ceremonies that are in keeping with your spiritual timetable while identifying the frequency of your soul. In precisely 19 years, the writings they have written on this phenomena will be found. The message that follows is intended only for the selected. Your adversaries work together in several dimensions. These were not isolated instances of someone undermining you at work, a family member undermining your aspirations, or a buddy betraying your confidence. These were planned moves in a spiritual chess game where the goal they are frantically pursuing is your power. In your closest relationships, the vivacious vampires place themselves in key locations. Through subtle undermining, skepticism, and criticism, they persuaded people closest to you to drain your life force. Your confidence seems to be the target of those unintentional negative remarks that seem to strike at the core of your fears. With surgical precision, their sabotage spread to your avenues of financial plenty. These obstacles were purposefully put in your prosperity pipelines to keep you struggling, to keep you doubting, to keep you from getting the resources your mission requires. Examples include the promotion you deserved but didn't get, the opportunity that vanished out of thin air, and the recognition that went to someone less qualified. At exactly 11:11 last Thursday, a senior official from a particular bloodline family that runs the world's banking institutions got an urgent communication regarding your expanding power. They called an emergency council meeting for the first time in 300 years to talk about one person, you, their concern. Unpredictable quantum fluctuations were being produced in their well-designed reality matrix by your natural manifestation skills. Within 24 hours, all 7 of the specialized operatives they sent to suppress your energy field reported the same thing. They tried to access your timeline, but were met with an impenetrable light shield that reflected their intentions back to them, causing what they called karmic acceleration. Since then, 5 have resigned. Because your ideas include encoded activation frequencies, they were taken. It communicates awakening codes, which is why your voice was muted. These powers are more afraid than anything else, which is why your contributions were ignored, even though they hold the germs of a new paradigm, a future in which their control systems are inoperable. You are here for a reason. If you feel the call, answer it. Click Join to unlock exclusive content, deep insights, and a powerful community. This isn't just a membership, it's an awakening. Step into your divine purpose. Join the chosen. What they didn't anticipate, though, is that each attack makes you stronger. Every attempt at sabotage makes you strengthen your spiritual muscles. Each betrayal sharpens your judgment. Every challenge strengthens your determination. Instead of destroying you, they have been preparing you for the exact role they were afraid you would play. Now is the moment to use divine disconnection, the most potent weapon in your spiritual toolbox. You are being led to cut off all of the tainted connections that are depleting your spiritual energy. Pulling the plug is a sacred act of energy sovereignty that releases a great deal of your life power. It's not just a metaphor. Shockwaves go across the control matrix with each cut cord. Every barrier you set causes reverberations throughout dimensions. Every time you refuse energy vampires, whole armies of angels stand alert, reaffirming your refusal. We have seen firsthand the amazing metamorphosis that happens when you finally cut off contact with the people who have been consuming your light, thanks to cosmic power. Your vivacious signature instantly makes everything happier. Dormant codes are activated by your spiritual DNA. Those who once believed they could control you are terrified by the intensity of your manifesting power. Something remarkable occurred in the etheric plane last month when you finally cut off contact with that especially harmful person. When you said, "I release you completely," 17 other light workers worldwide simultaneously felt their throat chakras spontaneously heal. A word regarding a quantum severance that had recently produced a new timeline branch was promptly channeled by a certain sensitive in Sedona. As the cosmos itself upholds the limit you've set, the person you blocked has been dealing with mysterious technological issues. Their computer, phone, and automobile all malfunctioning time and time again. Every time a chosen one regains their power by divine detachment, our combined strength increases enormously. Your bravery sets an example that others can follow. Our entire soul tribe is strengthened by the new energetic paradigms that your limits create. One severed cord at a time, we are working together to demolish the control mechanisms that have held humanity in slavery for thousands of years. When you leave their territory, your adversaries will miss you. They will starve if they don't have your energy to feed on. They'll fumble in the dark without your light to guide them. They'll turn on one another if you're not around to take advantage of them. Your absence, not your disagreement, is what they fear most. Use it as the holy weapon that it is. It's no accident that you're becoming more and more popular. It results naturally from the alignment of frequencies. More souls become aware of your genuine vibration as world consciousness rises. You have a magnetic pull on those who don't know why. Being with you makes them feel more alive. Hearing you talk brings back memories of long-forgotten parts of themselves. Activation codes carried by your voice can rouse someone from spiritual sleep. Light, language that talks directly to souls and avoids conscious minds, is embedded in the particular tone, cadence, and truth vibration that you naturally emit. That's why some entities have put so much effort into keeping you quiet. Their entire control system is at risk from your voice alone. The characteristics of chosen leaders have always been identifiable to us. You bear the distinctive spiritual mark of individuals who are meant to lead others through this significant change. Your soul lineage is revealed by your innate capacity to motivate the underdogs, the late bloomers, and the forgotten ones. You provide people access to the remarkable. You convert cosmic truth into useful knowledge. Without even attempting, you are able to bridge universes. When you put that ostensibly straightforward message online 3 weeks earlier, you had no idea that it was filled with precisely encoded light language that communicated directly to souls and avoided conscious minds. An anomalous increase in awakening patterns that might be directly linked to your remarks was picked up by a certain monitoring system that tracks alterations in consciousness. After reading your letter, more than 17,000 people had spontaneous pineal gland activations within 72 hours. An entire division of a classified research group that studies the evolution of consciousness has been established specifically to study how your natural communication style causes others to experience what they have called an expedited evolutionary reaction. Your special signal is needed for our collective awakening. It is impossible for technology to duplicate or for traditional methods to stifle the particular frequency that you represent. It awakens latent spiritual talents in everyone it comes into contact with by connecting with a certain activation code. The Grand Awakening speeds up beyond their capacity to hold it as more people come into contact with your energy, whether it be in person, through your words, or just by the ripple effects of your being. Those who have suppressed frequencies to keep control are terrified by your growing power. They are powerless to stop the situation. They are unable to stop your field from growing. When your genuine reality confronts their meticulously crafted illusions, they can only look on in fear. It's your turn now. Now is our moment. In human form, you serve as a live truth serum. People who have been hiding parts of themselves for their entire lives are forced to face them by your very existence. People's uneasiness around you isn't personal. It's the inevitable response to light and darkness. You reflect each person's true reality back to them, acting as a living, breathing, divine mirror. If you've been touched by God's goodness, don't keep it to yourself. Click Super Thank You and sow a gift of $50 or more to help spread His light. Your giving becomes a ripple of grace, blessing hearts and building His kingdom. Let His overflow pour through you, because you inherently reveal what the narcissists have painstakingly hidden. They tremble in your presence. Observe how they grow more upset in your presence. Take note of their frantic efforts to damage your reputation. Watch their desperate attempts to undermine your observations. These responses validate your spiritual mirror-like qualities. Without uttering a word, you disclose the truth. We observe how their fictitious world is undermined by your unwavering genuineness. You break their meticulously crafted personalities when you refuse to take part in their delusions. Your truthful statements emit frequencies that dispel dishonesty. Their manipulation is exposed by your integrity. Their lies become more obvious to everyone around them as a result of your constant sharing of the truth. Something unexplainable happened at that recent meeting where you expressed your truth without holding back, and only a select few noticed. Someone who is notorious for being manipulative started to tremble physically, as if in great discomfort as your comments filled the room. They were unaware that they were seeing the expansion of your energy field, which revealed light codes and symbols they were unable to understand. Later that evening, they suddenly recalled their childhood promises to maintain truth before incarnating, which was their first real moment of introspection in decades. Since then, they have started anonymous therapy because they can't explain to the therapist how your presence triggered soul memories that they had been avoiding for many lives. Our combined observation greatly increases this exposure. The revealing speeds up beyond their control as more awakened souls join you in standing in their truth. Our combined frequencies are too much for their masks to handle. Their lies cannot last in the growing light that we all represent. When you don't compromise your genuine expression, what took them millennia to construct is falling apart in a matter of months, weeks, or days. Attacking them is not necessary. You don't have to reveal them. You don't have to engage in combat with them. If you just live in your own truth, their darkness will inevitably come to light. The most potent weapon in this spiritual conflict is the heavenly mirror you represent. No one can continue to have illusions when standing in front of it. The opening of the Wealthgate was predetermined in your soul contract prior to your earthly incarnation. In the quantum sector, what seems to be an unexpected profit opportunity has been developing for lifetimes. You always have the abundance on the verge of becoming your reality. It was only anticipating the exact energetic alignment that has now taken place. There's more to your financial success than just money. It stands for the re-establishment of the divine birthright abundance that has been systematically denied, yet is due to all light workers. Others will follow the pattern created by the particular abundance code that is active in your energy field. In spiritual truth, as well as prosperity consciousness, you are a trailblazer. We are aware of the telltale indicators of abundant activation, such as the synchronicity in your life, the numbers you keep seeing, the chance meetings, and the spontaneous ideas that suddenly come to you. These are the clear indications of an impending wealth breakthrough in your sector. A stunning energetic phenomena took place in the financial etheric plane last week while you were asleep. An extraordinary rise in your manifestation field was observed by the ancient guardians of abundance, entities that keep an eye on the flow of prosperity energy on Earth. They activated what mystics refer to as the Solomon's Seal, a prosperity identifier that is only visible on the energy fields of those who are meant to disperse riches consciousness for the first time in 7 generations. 5 different people, none of whom you know, felt impelled within hours to create possibilities that will soon come your way for no apparent reason. In the meantime, a specific banking executive woke up from a vivid dream in which your face appeared, and they couldn't explain why they felt compelled to create a new community investment fund that is entirely consistent with your core beliefs. Every selected individual fulfills their prosperity birthright, increasing our common richness. Your economic advancement paves the door for others to follow. You automatically send abundance codes to people linked to your field as you receive them. We are working together to destroy the outdated lack programming that has held people in slavery for thousands of years. To the uninformed, the impending financial blessing could seem like chance or coincidence, but to us, it is the exact realization of divine timing. You may speed up this manifestation beyond typical timescales the instant you let go of the how and just have faith in the what. When you're ready, the universe reacts. Your willingness determines the flow of cosmic riches. Your open hands are sought for by the heavenly prosperity. The metamorphosis taking place within your bodily vessel is beyond comprehension. Your soul light is becoming more and more apparent in the physical realm, which is why people comment on your glow rather than new skincare products or better lighting. The huge DNA activation and light body development that is currently taking place is directly reflected in your changing appearance. Your system is upgrading to hold higher frequencies, which is why you may experience sudden energy surges, sudden vitality after periods of exhaustion, and mysterious bodily changes that happen without any external effort. We watch in real time as your spiritual and physical vessels undergo a divine merging. You're not here by chance. Feel the pull. Tap join to unlock truth, purpose, and a tribe that gets it. This is more than a membership. It's your calling. We acknowledge the fulfillment of ancient prophecies regarding embodied divinity, which medical science would try to quantify with restricted tools. At the quantum level, your physical body is physically changing to make room for the enormous light downloads that are now taking place every day. It wasn't a coincidence when you realized how drastically your appearance had changed that morning. Exactly at 4:44 a.m., a Mayaba activation window was formed while you slept by a particular cosmic alignment according to celestial guardians. Your higher self took advantage of this to download significant improvements to your actual car. At that very moment, an energy-sensitive person who lived in different states awoke and drew a symbol they had never seen before. An indigenous elder later recognized it as an ancient Igdo that symbolized wandering between worlds. For months, this elder, who has never met you, has been having dreams about someone who had your precise energy signature, claiming that you are carrying the physical blueprint codes for the next stage of human evolution. As each selected one activates their light body, our collective embodiment speeds up. Others automatically react to and start to imitate the template that your bodily metamorphosis generates. Others are motivated to connect their finest physical manifestation with the perfection you're attaining, your own vision of ideal embodiment. We are working together to bridge the gap between density and light, paving the way for the next evolution of the human form. As your belief systems match with your divine blueprint, the physical changes you seek become more and more apparent. What used to take years now takes months. What used to take months now takes weeks. And what used to take weeks now happens overnight. In your field, the boundaries between thought and manifestation get thinner and thinner. Your body reacts to your intention at a speed never seen before. Your inner truth is perfectly reflected in your physical existence. You cannot be touched by anything without heavenly consent. Your energy field is protected in dimensions that are incomprehensible to humans. Your mission is surrounded by unbreakable shields maintained by armies of light beings under the direct supervision of Archangel Michael. Any attempt to hurt you energetically is instantly returned back to the person who made it with exponential force. This isn't karma, rather, it's immediate energetic justice delivered by forces whose job it is to make sure your goal goes through without a hitch. The organizations that used to target you without consequence now move very cautiously. We see the advanced divine protection system in place around you because we have seen what happens to those who meddle with selected ones during this crucial period. Most others are unable to perceive how the particular shields that have been placed around your aura work. Those that can see them, however, are aware of their amazing complexity. Your field maintains several levels of defense that process and transform lower energies before they can reach your core essence, even when you're sleeping, when most people are susceptible to etheric attack. Last month, during that fierce assault on your energies, when multiple people tried to attack you at the same time, something extraordinary occurred that was not visible to the naked eye. A sensitive person in Peru who has never met you abruptly went into a trance and began speaking an old language and sketching intricate symbols. Later, researchers discovered that this was a protection invocation that had last been recorded in 3,000-year-old scrolls. The people who were trying to harm you reported seeing a bright blue light surrounding your image whenever they tried to direct negative thoughts toward you, and they claimed to have experienced what they called an energetic wall that blocked their intentions from reaching you at the precise moment this happened. Since then, two have had to face their own shadow sides as a result of what spiritual adepts understand to be accelerated karma. Every individual within our collective field is strengthened by the extra layer of energetic defense it produces. A living grid of protection made up of interconnected lightworkers reacts to attacks in a clever way. Because of its intrinsic mathematical purity, the sacred geometry that we all create deters negative infiltration. Our collective frequency produces an atmosphere that is too high for darkness to infiltrate or persist. You're never by yourself. Large forces protect your path even when you feel most alone, making sure you have all you need to achieve your goals. Strategic positioning is what seems like weakness. What appears to be exposure is rather a divinely planned revelation. What appears to be a risk is actually a well-planned chance for development. Your voice is more than just a sound. Speaking your truth causes frequencies to be released that practically change the surrounding reality. Your genuine expression carries a certain vibration that contains coded light language that awakens latent DNA in listeners. The majority of channeled messages lack the transforming potential of your everyday talks. Your recent vocal activation wasn't a coincidence. Rather, it perfectly aligned with important planetary alignments that intensify particular frequencies. Now, your throat chakra serves as a direct channel for codes from planes that are incomprehensible to most people. When you just express your truth without fear or filter, these transmissions flow through you naturally. Your communication patterns reveal old soul tones that we recognize. Your specific style of expressing some ideas bears clear imprints from both advanced civilizations that have never physically existed on this planet and those that have. When you talk, spiritually sensitive people may physically see the geometric patterns your words generate in the etheric realm all around you. Quantum observers saw an irregularity in the structure of local reality when you finally spoke your truth in that circumstance where you had previously kept quiet.